Welcome everyone. My name is Terry Deligny, as you know, and I'm the new course coordinator for economics for this semester. And one of the things we're going to look at is how we can standardize the units to make it a lot easier for both tutors and for students. But before we go into that, I want to give you a little background about myself. I'm sure you must be wondering about that. I am from St. Lucia. I was born in St. Lucia. And when I just left high school, I became a teacher and I taught economics and principles of business. Then I went to do my bachelor's degree and my master's degree. And then I came back to work as an investment promotion manager for the St. Lucia National Development Corporation. And I spent 5 years there. We were responsible for the economic development of St. Lucia. So it gave me an opportunity to travel all over the world, meet governments and companies, as well as create employment on the island. So I made a contribution to my country. I was approached by the chairperson of the biggest company in St. Lucia, the Menville and Chastney group of companies, to offer me a job in the company as the chief executive officer of the distribution arm of the company, Bryden and Partners, which I accepted. And I spent my life there, 20 years at the company, which grew from a relatively small company to the biggest distribution company in the OECS. During that time, I also became the group operations manager for the parent company, Menville and Chastney Limited, between 2006 and 2010. And just to give you an idea, Menville and Chastney Limited was involved in a range of businesses. They were involved in retail of pharmacies, retail of building materials and home products, retail of wines and spirits. They were also involved in services like shipping and insurance, distribution of a range of products for Bryden and Partners, into manufacturing as well. So it was a pretty diverse company. But after it was sold in 2010, a number of us decided to go on our own. And I became a consultant. But having said so, I also sat on most of the boards of the company, and as well as on a number of government statutory boards. I became a consultant, and I have a few clients that I continue to work with. But I also went into my first love, that is teaching, and I became a university professor, a lecturer, facilitator in a number of colleges, teaching bachelor's and master's in the master's degree programs in economics and a number of business courses. For example, I've taught microeconomics, macroeconomics, business economics, economics foundations, as well as subjects like market research, marketing foundations, introduction to entrepreneurship, global business, business management systems, uh, personal financial management, managing cultural diversity. But you get the drift. I mean, I have a pretty broad experience in all of those areas. I'll give you the background of my education. I did a bachelor's degree in economics from the University of the West Indies in Barbados. And then I went and I did an MBA with Baruch College, City University of New York. And later on, I did an executive diploma in business management from the Wharton School of Business. Now, this one is interesting because the Wharton School of Business is regarded as perhaps the number one or the number two business school in the world. Usually it's number one and Harvard is number two, or Harvard is number one, it's number two. So that was pretty interesting for me. And I must admit, the time I spent there was an eye opener for me. That My other two alma maters, the University of the West Indies, of course, as you know, the University of the West Indies standards are pretty high, and that was you had to do a lot of work, and I learned quite a lot. And then I moved to the United States in New York, and I got a taste of American type education. So that has given me a sense or feel of the different types, and it's all being merged into one now as we do more and more research into what works with education and as more education goes online. So I feel very confident that I have a good educational background. Okay, so why are we here? We want to standardize the delivery of all these courses during the semester. And this is important because without doing this, we're not going to achieve the success that we should be achieving for our students and for ourselves. We must have all tutors on board, all tutors working in the process. It makes our lives easier and it's going to make our students' lives easier. Okay, because if each of us are doing our own thing, we're creating more work for ourselves. And we're not going to have the kind of unity that we should have or the results that we should have. So that is why I say, not just for our students, but for ourselves. But it's important for the students because if we can coordinate all of this, we can standardize this, then there's no confusion. And our students always act as ambassadors for the university. If they are happy, if they are satisfied, if they're impressed, and they had a smooth transition to their succeeding, then they will recommend the college to their friends. They have friends who are deciding where they should go. Should they go to the United States? Should they go to the University of the West Indies? Our students are our ambassadors to spread the word of the good experience that they have. So if we can work together as a team, as a group, it will make that difference that will make us unbeatable. I think that working together is so important to achieve our goal that I included a slide with some inspirational quotations that can maybe galvanize you to thinking in the direction that we would like to go. The old African proverb that says, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. And by going together, we'll achieve what we want. There's another quotation from Phil Jackson who says, a team always beats a group of individuals, a group of players. And Phil Jackson was the coach of the Chicago Bulls when Michael Jordan was there. And you know how successful they were because they worked as a team. And there's always strength in unity. We've always known about that. And we always achieve wonderful things when we collaborate and we work as a team. And alone, we can do so little, but together we can do so much. So that is why this whole thing of working together and collaborating and being on the same page is so important for our success. Now, it's not my intention to waste any of your time. Your time is valuable. I know you have a lot of things to do. You probably work in the private sector, you work in government, and you teach, and you're very busy people. So the last thing I want to do is take up a lot of your time, and then nothing gets done. That's not my style. Um, I I believe in that we meet, we get together, we take decisions, and then we implement the decisions. There's no going back and forth, up and down, wasting time, meeting again, forming a committee, and then 2 years later, nothing is done with the committee. It's an action-oriented plan, working together to just implement the decisions that we have taken. It's good for you because it will make your work a lot easier, and it certainly won't take up a lot of your time. I, I now open up for any of you, for each one of you to just introduce yourselves, tell me what you teach, who you are, and any questions or comments that you have, feel free. I want you to be open and say exactly what's on your mind so we can move forward positively. We We are going to achieve this. I have no doubt about that. And from what I've gathered about you, we have a good group of tutors who have done well or who are doing well. And I really look forward to working with you. I'm actually excited and I can't wait to get the ball rolling so we can see how much we can achieve together. Thank you very much for being here today, and I look forward to working with you all.